Minister, members of the Per Anger family, Kate Watts, our guest of honor always, true living proof of the legacy of Per Anger. Representatives of the nominating organizations, members of the Per Anger Prize jury, all our guests here today and following us online. A warm welcome to you all. And of course, an extra special warm welcome to this year's laureate, Mr. Brito Fernando from Sri Lanka. Welcome to you, Brito. And we also want to welcome Mr. Arjuna Parakrama, who is accompanying Brito Fernando to Sweden today. My name is Petra Morselius, and I'm the Director General of the Living History Forum. And we're the government agency tasked with promoting democracy and human rights. And this we do through lessons learned from the history of the Holocaust and other crimes against humanity in history. And as part of our mission, we are deeply honored to be entrusted by the Swedish government with the responsibility of working with the Per Anger Prize every year. And this prize has been given out since 2004 to a human rights defender. And we are delighted to have you, the Minister of Culture, Parisa Liljestrand, as a representative from the government who will present the award to Mr. Brito Fernando a little bit later. Based on nominations from Swedish civil society organizations, an independent jury chooses the laureate, a courageous and resourceful defender of human rights who stands up for democracy and fundamental freedoms. These individuals act without regard for personal gain, often at great risk, facing threats, persecution, intimidation, imprisonment, and sometimes even their lives. These qualities unite all laureates of the Per Anger Prize and the ideals of Per Anger himself, whose legacy we honor today via this prize. During the Second World War, Per Anger served as a diplomat at the Swedish legation in Budapest, Hungary, and in the summer of 1944, he initiated the Swedish rescue missions to save thousands of Jews from persecution and execution by the Nazis. With humanity, courage, resourcefulness, and determination, he accomplished what many believed impossible. Now, let us meet Per Anger.
När det gäller själva insatserna för att rädda andra människor, då glömmer man ändå på något sätt sig själv och man är alltså inte medveten om faran. Man är inte medveten om att när man går in i nazisternas högkvarter att de plötsligt kan ta en revolver och skjuta en.
År 1941 får en ung man vid namn Per Anger sitt första uppdrag som diplomat. Han skickas till Ungern för att arbeta med handelsfrågor. Men han kom att hamna mitt i brinnande krig och i Hitlers utrotning av judar.
Min första reaktion var väl ändå när jag kort tid efter tyskarnas ockupation, hur man då på gatorna mötte så där var tredje, var fjärde människa försedd med en stor gul stjärna. Då tyckte jag att aldrig någonsin hade väl civilisationen sjunkit så djupt i skam och förnedring, tyckte jag. Och det var väl det som gjorde att jag omedelbart efter det så sa jag, det här måste vi göra någonting. Det går ju inte där.
Varje tid har sina ödesfrågor. Våra pristagare har bevittnat hur de som kritiserar makten trakasseras och kastas i fängelse. Hur oskyldiga kränks under krig och konflikter och hur människors byar utraderas i jakten på råvaror. Men hur kan man översätta insikt till handling? Per Anger bestämde sig för att utfärda provisoriska svenska pass till ungerska judar.
Jag for ner då till den här stationen där tåget skulle avgå. Och det var redan färdigt. De hade redan spikat igen alla de här boskapsvagnarna. Jag sa till den här tyske officeren där att öppna du här för att jag är svensk diplomat och om ni inte gör det så kommer jag att anmäla er för tyska ambassadören som jag känner. Det visade sig att de här ofta ganska obildade nazistfunktionärerna, de blev ofta imponerade av officiella dokument och papper. Och vi fick ju många bevis på hur människor kunde klara sig bara med såna här enkla papper med vår stämpel på.
Att titlar och stämplar inger respekt i auktoritära samhällen, det insåg även vår pristagare från 2013. Han utrustade gatubarnen i sin stad med mänskliga rättigheters pass till skydd mot olaga gripanden och polisbrutalitet.
So I put the passport picture of the street child, then write his name and his age, and sign the passport and put my phone number, so that if they are being arrested by police, the children will bring out the passport and show them. So, and police want to ask any question, they will call the number in the passport and I will answer them and identify the children.
Justin Ijimoa är en väletablerad affärsman i Nigeria. Men den typiske Per Anger-pristagaren har ingen sån osynlighetsmantel. Ofta är det en alldeles vanlig människa som bestämmer sig för att försöka rädda andra från orättvisor. Som vår pristagare från El Salvador som dömdes till fängelse för mord efter att ha fött ett dött barn.
När det kom en ny fånge, dömd av samma skäl som jag, då tog jag hennes hand och jag sa till alla: innan ni slår henne måste ni slå mig. Då förändrades allt.
Men även en svensk diplomat kommer bara så långt på sin officiella status. Sen gäller det att kunna improvisera och våga agera. När boskapsvagnen öppnades insåg Per Anger att av hundratalet inklämda människor så var det bara 2 som hade svenska skyddspass.
Och då så sa jag känner ju igen er här borta, ni fick ju pass häromdagen, känner ju igen er. Har ni glömt dem eller har ni inga papper på er där ni kan visa att ni har skyddspass? Ja, jo visst förstås. Så tog de fram olika körkort och kvitton, skattekvitton och allt möjligt på ungerska språket som tyskarna inte kunde läsa. Och sa, jag sa, där utmärkt, det visar ju att ni har skyddspass allihop. Följ med mig här bara. Och så tog jag ut dem ur vagnarna. Och då hade vi i maskopi en ungersk polisofficer som var i vår tjänst så att säga. De stod på perrongen med alla sina medaljer på bröstet. Och jag sa till honom, ta hand om dem här, så jag bara. Och då trodde tyskarna att han skulle föra dem till fängelse. I själva verket så förde han dem till våra svenska skyddshus där vi inkvarterade dem.
Fram till 1945 lyckades Per Anger tillsammans med Raoul Wallenberg rädda tiotusentals judar undan förintelsen.
Här finns en man som hade en moralisk kompass, som inte hade någon beslutsprocess inför ondskan, utan valde att handla på grundval av sina egna värderingar och allmänmänskliga principer. Den typen av människa behöver vi ha framför oss. För vi ställs dagligen i vår värld inför sådana situationer där vi måste erinra oss om hur dessa förebilder har agerat.
Thank you, Yes, Kate, I'm with you. Thank you to Per Anger for showing and inspiring us all with your courage and humanity. And might I also say resourcefulness. When you see this film, you see that it required a large amount of creative thinking to save all these peoples. And thank you to all the laureates of the Per Anger Prize, Naiva, who is here today, for continuing your work in the spirit of Per Anger every day. Now, to this year's laureate. It's with deep respect that I stand before you, Brito Fernando, from Sri Lanka, this year's recipient of the Swedish government Per Anger Prize. For decades, Sri Lanka has carried the wounds of political violence, civil war, and enforced disappearances. Tens of thousands, even more, people have vanished without answers, without justice, and often without acknowledgement. And for more than 35 years, you, Brito Fernando, have stood alongside the families of the disappeared in search for accountability and justice. Yesterday, I attended a funeral of a close family friend. And sitting there in church, it struck me that something that most of us take for granted, knowing when, where, and why your friend or loved one died, being able to say goodbye, it's a privilege many families in Sri Lanka are denied. Instead, they wait, they search and hope and long for their loved ones to return. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, months into years. And suddenly, the life they know is replaced by endless uncertainty. No explanations, no goodbyes, no certainty whether your son, daughter, mother, father, brother, sister, friend is even alive or dead. This is the reality for tens of thousands families in Sri Lanka. Disappearance doesn't only take one person away. It traps entire families, many families, in a lifetime of unanswered questions, grief, and hope that never fully dies. Today, we honor not only your work, Brito, but also the thousands of families in Sri Lanka who continue to search for answers. And as you yourself has said, this prize also belongs to them. You are a truly deserving laureate, and we're deeply grateful for the work you do. Thank you. Now we will see a short film about the work of Brito.
Every day, people disappear in conflicts around the world. They are taken, and their families are left in uncertainty and unimaginable grief. One of the countries most affected by enforced disappearances is Sri Lanka, a place many see as a tropical paradise, yet one that carries a deeply painful past. During a civil war that lasted nearly 30 years, around 100,000 people were killed, and tens of thousands disappeared without a trace. Families were left with a lifelong trauma, never knowing what happened to their children, their partners, their loved ones. It is to these families that this year's Per Anger Prize laureate, Brito Fernando, has devoted his life. For decades, he has fought for truth, justice, and dignity for the victims' relatives. But standing up to those in power comes at a cost. His work has made him a target for those who want the crimes to remain unsolved. He has been threatened, harassed, and arrested. But he refuses to give up.
We are fighting for justice, compensation, and accountability to make disappearances not happen again in Sri Lanka.
Brito Fernando's courage and determination is an inspiration to us all.
Now, it's my great pleasure to welcome our Minister of Culture, Parisa Liljestrand, up on stage for her speech and eventually also the formal proceedings of handing over the prize. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Dear friends, we are gathered here today to honor the memory of those who have disappeared and to celebrate a man who has never stopped fighting for their cause. Brito Fernando originally dreamed of serving God as a priest, but later chose to serve truth and justice by giving a voice to those who have been silenced. All of this changed in 1989. Two of Brito's acquaintances disappeared, only to be found brutally murdered. This was the catalyst for a movement that grew from strength to strength and eventually became Families of the Disappeared, a movement that demanded answers, accountability, and justice for the tens of thousands of people who have disappeared. Far too many people are living in despair, not knowing what has happened to their loved ones. Brito Fernando gives them a voice, and he brings them hope. Brito, you once said, "I felt the tears of these mothers because they are always crying. I just want to make them feel satisfied, at least to get the truth." At great personal risk, you have tirelessly fought on, Brito, working across the ethnic and religious communities to demand justice for those who've disappeared and for their families, driven by your unwavering conviction. And thanks to that conviction, much has changed. Families have received valuable support, and every year since 1991, people from all over Sri Lanka gather to remember all of those who have disappeared, a tradition that is started by you, Brito. The monument in Colombo now has more than 800 photographs of missing people, which is a compelling testimony to all of those who have been forcibly taken and to all of the families who have been affected. But much remains to be done. And this is where you are an example to all of us, Brito. Your courage shines brightly and shows all of us the way. Thank you, Brito, for your courage, for your compassion, and for never giving up.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for those words, Minister. And now, time for the formalities. Please come up on stage, Brito. So, Minister, would you do us the honor of reading the jury's citation?
I will, most gladly, but I will do it in Swedish. Juryns motivering. Brito Fernando har vikt sitt liv åt att kämpa för de marginaliserade och söka sanningen om de människor som försvunnit under Sri Lankas perioder av politiskt våld och inbördeskrig. I Per Angers anda, utan egen vinning eller strävan efter erkännande, står han modigt upp för dem som inte hörs. Brito Fernando arbetar uthålligt för att utkräva ansvar och upprättelse. Han påminner om vikten av att minnas och försonas. Med risk för sin egen säkerhet försvarar han idén om ett samhälle där rättvisa gäller för alla samt bygger broar mellan etniska och religiösa grupper i ett land präglat av djupa klyftor. Det är därför av särskild betydelse att Brito Fernando tilldelas Per Anger-priset, ett erkännande av en livslång gärning i mänsklighetens tjänst. And just to very, very short say this in English as well, Brito, the motivation from the jury is a big, heartfelt thank you from all of us to your work, to all of your dedication, and for the way that you show all of us how we should help mankind become better for the future. Thank you for all of your work. This is for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Also this one.
And also the diploma, Brito.
And here you can find the motivation in English. Maybe a little bit easier. I think maybe a week in Sweden hasn't really...
So, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, Minister. And now, please, Brito, the stage is yours. We're with you.
So I'll first say Aibowan, that is the way we greet in Sri Lanka, Aibowan. Honorable Minister, distinguished guests from across the world, ladies and gentlemen. I am overwhelmed, to put it mildly. I accept this uniquely prestigious award, receiving it humbly, respectfully, and with immense joy on behalf of the real heroines and heroes of the cause and struggle against enforced disappearances in Sri Lanka. My heartful grateful to the Living History Forum and Draconia for nominating me and selecting me for this award. I am here entirely as the intermediary and envoy of the mothers, daughters, wives, sons, brothers, and loved ones of the forcibly disappeared, who have sacrificed everything to keep their memories alive through pursuing justice for all inspected, irrespective of class, ethnic, gender, ideological, religious. Excuse me, please. Immediately on my return to Sri Lanka, I will travel directly to the monument of the disappeared and symbolically rededicate this award to them, because they are the real owners of this award. Hence, this award is both courageous and forward-looking, not merely as a long overdue recognition of the selfless commitment to truth and justice as advocated by our team at FOD, Families of the Disappeared. But even more importantly, it reflects a deep understanding and appreciation that the families of the elected have transformed personal grief and memorialization onto a more overarching political level, where what is at stake is the integrity of the state's own commitment to upholding, protecting, and enforcing human rights for all. In this sense, the heartbreaking sorrow of our communities on the ground is also the shared pain of all people across the world who continue to suffer disappearances and death at the hands of undemocratic and self-seeking regimes globally. But this is not confined to the inevitable pain and sadness of disappearance without truth, grieving without closure. The grateful and proud recipients of this award have galvanized their collective body and soul to seek justice and non-recurrence, to replace anger and revenge with hope for a just future that makes each and all of us better human beings, more sensitive and caring to others who struggle for the same reality in different languages, believe in different religions, unite across man-made divides to achieve our common aspirations and goals. On behalf of the community and team of families of the disappeared, together with others, those who work tirelessly and thanklessly for justice and closure for their loved ones in Sri Lanka, and on my own behalf, I thank you for this great honor and hope and trust that this can be the beginning of our joint work with you all to work to eradicate involuntary disappearances from the face of this earth forever. Your recognition of our lifelong work has inspired us to overcome renewed obstacles placed in our way at whatever cost it takes. So thank you again for your trust and your partnership, which has been forged in truth. The last thing I want to say, because those disappeared from the whole world, they are asking very simple questions from the government and from the society. They are just asking whether our loved one is alive or dead. If they are dead, are they been disappeared or killed? For what? By whom? Where they were buried, because we always need a graveyard. So those people have lost at least once a year to go and worship their families. So the governments, the societies has failed in answering these simple questions. These are simple questions, whether he's alive or dead. So we have to stop this happen again. The only thing I'm worried, because in a country like Sri Lanka, every 20 to 30 years it happens. So youth are being just wiped off. So in the future, we must not let this younger generation face the same fate. They must not allow to cry with their dead, searching for their relation. So let us unite and fight to stop, to make the disappearances not happen again. So thank you, and Ayubowan. Thank you. Shall I go and sit?
Thank you very much, Brito. We will stand together. Now you will have the possibility to enjoy a little bit of rest during a beautiful music performance by Alva Esja and Melvin Andreasen from the Jazz Center, Stockholm Municipal School of Arts. The floor is yours.
dancing on their own? Why is there the sadness in their eyes? Why are the soldiers here, the faces fixed like stone? I can see what it is that they despise. They dance with their missing, they're dancing with the dead. They dance with the invisible ones, their anguish is unsaid. They dance with their fathers, they dance with their sons, they're dancing with their husbands, they dance alone, they dance alone. It's the only form of protest they're allowed. I've seen their sad faces scream so loud. If they were to speak these words, they'd go missing too. Another woman on the torture table, what else can they do? They dance with the missing, they're dancing with their dead. They dance with the invisible ones, their anguish is unsaid. They dance with their fathers, they're dancing with their sons, they're dancing with their husbands, they dance alone, they dance alone. One day we will dance on their graves, one day we'll sing our freedom, one day we'll laugh in our joy, and we will dance. One day we'll dance on their graves, one day we'll sing our freedom, one day we'll dance in our joy, and we will dance. And we will dance, and we will dance. We will dance, and we will dance.
Thank you so much, Alva and Melvin. An important part of the work with the Per Anger Prize is a collaboration we do together with schools. Using the Living History Forum's educational material, human rights defenders, students engage with interviews with previous Per Anger laureates and work together with exercises and discussions about civil courage and human rights. Through this material and this work, we hope that young people will be inspired by the laureates' dedication and courage. And one school that is currently working with this material is Södra Latin Upper Secondary School in Stockholm. And I would now like to invite one of the students from Södra Latin and also Brito up on stage. Nora Flabjugård, you have prepared a question for Brito.
Yes.
Please come up so everyone can see you.
So, Brito, I was wondering, what made you become involved in this issue, and what gives you the strength to continue fighting?
Because I escaped a narrow death. Because once I was in 1989, October 26th, I was asked to go with the worker for a disciplinary inquiry. But at that time, I didn't know much about labor laws. So I said no, because I don't know. The representative who went with him, and those two people never came back. They were shot dead, they were burnt alive, and the dead bodies were disappeared. So that struck my heart, because I was the one who should have been shot dead and killed at that place. So it is in my mind. The second thing is, I can't see the tears of the mothers. Whenever I see the tears, I just want to stop it, wipe it out. Why? Because I feel I don't want to cry for my children. I should make my children not to cry as these people cried during this period. So these things help me to hold on, but I am not a successful man. We have got something, but for the victims, nothing much. So the only thing, hold on without giving up until we get results. The last thing I want to say, we got 35 years to get the UN ratification of Office for Reparation and Office for Missing Persons, and to get a law criminalizing the law. So just hold on these grounds.
Thank you for this answer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nora, for representing your school so well, and for your questions, and also for your thoughtful answers, Brito. It's time for music again, so please, Melvin and Alva.
When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. When times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the streets, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take your part. When darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down.
Thank you so much for that beautiful music. Like a bridge over troubled water. I see you, Brito. I think it's a good analogy, perhaps. We're coming to the end of this ceremony, and I want to thank you all for coming. And today, as we honor you, Brito, Fernando, and all those who work for the families of the disappeared, we're reminded of the importance of defending human rights everywhere. We live in a world where democracy and the respect for human rights are being challenged globally. Civil society organizations, journalists, trade unions, human rights defenders, political opposition face pressure, threats, and restrictions. Here at the Living History Forum, we work every day with historical crimes against humanity. And we know that neither our history nor our future are predetermined. We know from history and from the example of Per Anger, from Brito Fernando and all our other Per Anger Prize laureates, that individual action matter. And when we stand together, it's even stronger. And with that knowledge, we all have the responsibility to stand up for human rights and democracy when it's being challenged. Thank you to all the nominating organizations that take part in the work with the Per Anger Prize. Akt Svenska kyrkan, Afrikagrupperna, Amnesty International Sverige, Civil Rights Defenders, Diakonia, extra grattis i år, Human Rights Watch, Kvinna till kvinna, RFSL, Unicef Sverige och WeEffect. Thank you to the Per Anger Prize jury, and thanks to everyone who's made this ceremony possible today. And also thank you for everyone who attended here and have followed us online. Now it's time for everyone who has the possibility to have something small to drink and perhaps a little nibble, and we will also hear a little bit more from the excellent musicians. So thank you very much for today, and thank you again, Brito.